Good morning, and welcome to your daily Farm and Home Show, brought to you by the University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service. And now, here's your host.
Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and in Extension we love acronyms, and IPM is the one we're going to talk about today. Kevin Lyons, Monroe County Extension Agent for Agriculture and Natural Resources, is here to talk about that. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Joanna. Yeah, I'm just like you. Sometimes I feel like we give the military a run for acronyms. We've got an acronym for everything. But a little bit about IPM, Integrated Pest Management. It's been around quite a while. Just a few reminders about it today maybe, but it's that taking that whole approach instead of just, sometimes, you know, with Extension, we kind of get put with a group that sometimes thinks, well, we just want to spray everything and we just want to throw a chemical on it and we're just for big agriculture and those type of things, and that couldn't be further from the truth. We all want clean water, we want clean air, we want clean and safe environment for our kids to grow up in, and we want safe food. So we're all in that same boat together, and that's where IPM kind of the approach we want to take on it today.
Absolutely, and it's not, IPM is a strategy that a lot of, you know, row crop farmers use, scouting and different things like that, but even the homeowner can use a good IPM practice, even in their own lawn or landscape. Yeah,
absolutely, and that's what I wanted to kind of mention today, was that approach applies across the board. It can apply to your large-scale producers, and that's kind of, I guess, where it started several years ago, and how it kind of that thought came in and that practice came into being. But it goes down to your basic homeowner with a vegetable garden or a few fruit trees in their backyard. The same principles apply on the scale.
Now it sounds real fancy, Kevin. Integrated Pest Management. But what does that mean?
It's not nearly as fancy as it sounds. It's just a way of using the safest approach first, or using the simplest approach first to combat a pest problem. And when we think about pest, a lot of people automatically think about an insect. But a pest is, the three big ones that I like to talk about are, a pest can be anything that can interrupt your production or bother you, but it can be a insect, a bug type problem, so you got your insecticides. It can be a disease problem, which is typically fungal, bacterial, viruses. It can be a weed, so you got your herbicides. So those are the three big classes of chemicals that we often deal with our producers and our homeowners. But in IPM, you want to follow 3 or 4 basic principles. First, you got to identify the problem. You got to know what it is.
And we can help with that if you don't know.
We can help with that. We can help ID any of those 3 topics that we just mentioned. And if we can't do it in the office, we can send it off to some specialists, or even if they don't know, they'll send it on up, but typically they'll get it. And then you know how to attack it, you know how to try to treat it. So your first thing is know what you're dealing with. You typically, on insects, that's pretty straightforward. You can get a good ID, but some of the disease problems will look real similar. You got to know whether it's an actual disease or maybe it's an environmental problem, such as a nutritional deficiency or something along that line. So that's the key. And then you just want to think about, how can I do this? If you're using IPM principles, how can I do this first, most effectively? And second, least harm to the environment. Being people is in the environment. Sometimes we kind of forget that part, but it's in the water and the food and everything else too. And then, but it has to reach a certain threshold before you can consider going to the next step, maybe in kind of the last resort. If all else fails and there's no other better options, then you can consider your chemical controls. So that's kind of the theory behind IPM. How can we do this most safely to protect our environment, still get the job done, and be safe about it all the way around?
Absolutely. Now, we have a lot of information at the Extension office, all the way from row crops, and I see that you even brought along some fruit IPM guides.
Yeah, well, to mention these are coming out periodically through our Extension service and the specialists in plant pathology and entomology and those departments. These kind of have just been updated and came out. I think they're going to release a couple each year for a while. But you can even see in the title, an IPM scouting guide for apples, for brambles, for strawberries. And those are really great kind of how-to guides to get started on it.
Yeah, so if IPM intimidates you, don't let it. We have guides that'll walk you right through the entire process. But if you have questions, these are available online, right, Kevin?
Everything pretty much is available online anymore.
Right. Well, appreciate the information, and we appreciate you watching. Have a great day.
If you have questions about today's topic, please call the Warren County Extension Office at the number on your screen. Thanks for watching and have a great day.